All right, Sai. How's it going, man? Long time
Eh,
no see.
Yes, it's been a while since we've done one of these, and I've been eager to get back into the saddle.
Same here, man. This pandemic's been crazy.
It has, but it's made us take stock of certain things and also had us learn things about ourselves too in the process.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just you gotta appreciate life and try to stay healthy.
Oh yes, being healthy is a key. I think I've been to a doctor more times this year, not for COVID stuff, but for other stuff, repeated stuff, and it's like, uh, I don't,
Yeah.
I, I don't know, but I'm glad to be alive.
Yeah.
Glad to be.
It's like nobody wants to be in a doctor's office, so I feel you, man. It's crazy.
Shit, I don't even want to be in no dentist's office for anything.
So have you seen any new movies on Amazon Prime or Netflix? Any new shows?
Okay, I've seen a lot since the last time we spoke. What's it called? Amazon Prime. I've been watching this show 000. It's an 8 episode series. It's like Traffic, the movie Traffic, about how drugs are trafficked around the area, who's involved, and what regions are involved, but a lot more explicit. What
Yeah.
else? My favorite show right now is on FX, Snowfall. That's a real good show. It shows the rise of crack cocaine in South Central Los Angeles in 1984. John Singleton, he was behind it, right?
Yeah,
Even though
man.
he's
Yeah, he passed away, I think, right? Like last year or maybe or
1 or 2 years ago, yeah. I mean, he's still credited as an executive producer on the show, but and it just finished its fourth season. But you can tell where the writing is going without his input.
yeah. You can tell like when certain people like leave their touches on, shows and movies like, Jerry Bruckheimer and
Mhm.
all those like, real famous producers.
Or yeah, or like the TV show The Boondocks that used to come on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim block. The guy that created it, Aaron Magruder, he created it from a comic strip that he started at University of Maryland. But it got so popular, he made it into a TV show on Adult Swim. Lasted for 4 seasons, but by the fourth season, he no longer had any involvement in it. But the first episode of the fourth season, where they made reference to something called the Woodcrest Post Pavilion, I'm like, come on, dude, come on. You can't tell me Magruder didn't have no involvement in this somehow. It's a reference to Merriweather in Columbia, where he's from.
Okay. Okay. Nice little Maryland reference there.
Yeah.
Just like The Wire, man. There were so many like different, landmarks in The Wire and references.
Yeah. Only thing that pissed me off is that they took to the final episode to reference my city, Silver Spring.
I know. What's up with that? And isn't David
David Simon's from
yeah.
Silver Spring. Yeah.
What's up with that?
And he went to my high school too, which was in Bethesda, but still.
Yeah. What's that?
I mean,
Rockville or
BCC, Bethesda
BCC,
Chevy Chase
yeah.
High School. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, they shouted out Bethesda, Laurel, and Columbia before us. I'm like, really? Seriously?
Dude,
Shameful.
no love for Silver Spring other than that song by what's it? Fleetwood Mac, right?
Yeah, you can be my Silver Springs. That one.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of shows. One we watched and kind of devoured was it's not done yet, by the way. It's Queen of the South. I think there's like a fifth season that's coming out, or it's already out actually, but
Yeah.
really good.
Alice Braga, she's a beast.
Yeah, she was really good in that. That's definitely one of my favorites. Ozark, of course, which we got to do a wall of soundtrack on Ozark, man. They have so many good songs in that show.
And so much to talk about in that show too. What's it called? That show was Money Laundering 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
And
there's how to be a criminal, right?
Yeah, and season three, the way that ended, it's like, yo, I can't wait for season 4, which is going to be their final season, by the way.
Yeah, it's got to be killer, I imagine. Like, just no pun intended, but yeah, the way that season 3 ended was just nuts.
And have you seen any new movies at all? Because a month ago, I went to what's it called? I went to the Cinemark Egyptian Theater over in Arundel Mills. Yeah, because a friend of mine, he rented out a theater for about 20 of us so we could see the Godzilla versus Kong film.
Oh, okay. How was that?
That was better than I thought. I don't usually like monster movies like that, but I stayed awake the whole time and like I was not bored by it. It was dope.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one movie with Michael. Was it Michael B. Jordan? He was in Creed, right? The new Rocky movies. It's called Without Remorse.
Yeah, I've seen some promos about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little iffy about it though, man, because like I don't know. it looks more like action kind of. It doesn't remind me at all. It doesn't look like, Patriot Games or Clear and
like
Present Danger with
like
Harrison
Harrison
Ford.
Ford. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to be good. I just, I don't know. It
I-
just seems like very Michael Bay-ish looking.
Yeah, Michael Bayish, he does action in order to compensate for the fact that he doesn't know how to tell a story. He
The Rock
doesn't.
is pretty good. I like The Rock.
So is
That's a good
the
movie.
Rock. The Rock is dope, and so was the first Transformers movie, the first live action one. That's the only one that matters. Anything after that,
Yeah. But hey man, we're doing a movie or a soundtrack today, The Boys.
oh yeah,
This is a killer show, man. I didn't think this would be one that I'd like, but it's like very satirical on the
yes,
whole superhero thing, and it's pretty in your face, man. It's gritty.
it is. And I didn't get into The Boys until the second season. I mean, despite people telling me check out The Boys during season 1, you'll like it. It's right up your alley. It's dark humored. It takes a colossal dump on the superhero genre.
Yeah.
And as a fan of the superhero genre, anything that gets big like that, it's worthy of parody or some kind of satire about it. But The Boys, the guy who created the book, it's based off an ongoing series by Garth Ennis. Like, this dude must really not like superheroes at all.
I know, and they really took it to another level with like the marketing and making fun of like how many followers each like superhero has, and
Yeah, they made them movie
crazy.
stars. They made
Yeah.
them movie stars pretty much. Yeah, like what would happen if superheroes were real? They'd be celebrities and they let it go to their head.
Well, it's almost, when you think about it, it's almost a satire and kind of a joke of Hollywood. I mean, and it's funny
Mhm.
because Amazon made the series and they're kind of like disrupting the whole movie making and TV show process. So it's kind of
Uh-huh.
like a joke on top of a joke, right?
It's like a meta satire.
Yeah, exactly. But and the thing that's really cool about this show is there's not a lot of really well-known actors. I mean, like there are a few like Elizabeth Shue, there's some cameos from what was it? Katie
Sean-
Couric is like in one of
Mhm.
the episodes, and I think
Giancarlo
sorry,
Giancarlo Esposito, he plays what's it called? Edgar Vaught, I think his name is.
okay, yeah, and then I think who is the guy from
No,
that movie?
Stan Edgar. My fault. That's his name.
Pineapple Express? Who is that guy? Oh my, it's Seth Rogen. Isn't Seth Rogen like he makes an appearance in like the first season or something?
He
Like
might.
he's like on the TV or something, and they're interviewing him about I forget what it was, but there was like a lot of random cameos in the show.
There
That's
are.
pretty funny.
There are, and like what's it called? They got like one of the main guys who's part of the boys group, Huey Campbell. He's played by Jack Quaid, who's actually the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan.
I know. I saw that name and I was like, I wonder if. And then I IMDb'd it and I was like, holy cow, he's Dennis Quaid's son.
And I hark back to one of our previous podcasts. The chick that plays Starlight, Erin Moriarty, she played on True Detective season 1. She was one of Woody Harrelson's daughters, the older one.
Wow, good catch, man.
Mhm.
I was wondering how I recognized her face, and she kind of looks like who was that lead in the first season of House of Cards, the like reporter?
Oh, Kate Mara.
Kate Mara. She kind of looks like Kate Mara, I think, a little bit. Like she could pass for
Like
like Kate Mara's like twin sister or something.
Like a blonder, skinnier version of Kate Mara. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, dude, this show is really, really awesome. The guy who plays Billy Butcher,
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in much either. And I think what was he in, like a Doom
Star Trek? He was in all three.
Trek?
He was in all three of the Star Trek films. The J.J. Abrams one. He played Dr. McCoy, Bones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I know he was in Doom with like The Rock, which
Yeah.
was a bad movie, I think, right? But or maybe some people like it, but
and also he's from New Zealand, and he's got a fellow New Zealander actor on here too on The Boys, Anthony Starr, who plays the Homelander.
Oh yeah. Which I didn't recognize him in a lot of stuff either. I mean,
I only know him from Banshee, the TV show that used to be on Showtime, where he was the main character on there.
Oh yeah. I only saw a couple episodes of that. That looked like a pretty cool show though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. One of my cousins, he loves that show. Can tell you everything about it. Like the way we are with The Wire, he can know everything about Banshee.
Yeah, it's like a cult show.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. And then what, Elizabeth Shue makes a cameo, right? As the leader of the what's the
Sh-
organization?
She was the head of or rather the general manager of Vought International, because Giancarlo Esposito, his character is actually the head of it.
Okay.
But she was like his GM pretty much.
Yeah. And I was like, man, I haven't seen her since like that movie with Val Kilmer, The Saint. I haven't seen her in like forever.
I haven't seen her since Hollow Man.
Hollow Man, yeah, that was another one with Kevin Bacon.
But she came back this year too with a cameo in Cobra Kai, reprising her role as Allie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so awesome. That show's really getting pretty popular.
That's one we should do a wall of soundtrack on too.
Yeah, I bet you. Do you think they bring back any of the 80s / late 90s, early 90s music?
Well, they do that a little bit in the show, just like they brought back several of the actors reprising their roles from the 3 Karate Kid movies.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Ralph Macchio. I always remember him from Entourage.
Oh yeah.
Macchio, how did you get in here? That's funny. All right, man. So let's jump into this. The boys start with the first song. What's that? Barracuda. And this is one I feel like we've heard on another film. I feel like was it on The Wraith maybe, or
no, it wasn't on The Wraith, nah. But I've heard it used several times before in other movies, TV shows, commercials. Yeah, and Sarah Palin, she used it most famously during her vice presidential campaign back in 2008, but she used it without Hart's permission.
Don't you know? Hey.
I know. How are you from Alaska when you sound like a Minnesota native?
Yeah. She sounds like some of the accent. Yeah, like Fargo.
Yeah. Dad, are you staying for supper? Yeah, don't you know?
Don't you know? Yeah, that show, they did a spinoff too with Billy Bob Thornton. What was it, Billy Bob Thornton? And
they've done 4 seasons so far, and each of them are like anthologies. Yeah, they've had a Chris Rock, Kirsten Dunst, Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, I got to check that one out, man. I have a long list of shows I need to check out.
Yeah, and the first season, it's connected to the movie. They give like a brief scene in how the show might be connected to the movie, but other than that, it's its own thing.
Yeah. Well, I've heard good things about it, so I'll have to check it out. But so this is like in the opening, like montage, right, of the show, and you have Starlight training, like punching the wall, and
to be part of the 7, yeah. And another thing I want to talk about, the 7, they're all superheroes, different names and whatnot, and got a different specialty, but they all seem to have similar abilities like super strength, endurance, durability. They all seem to have that conventional attribute in addition to their main individual power.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they all have like a flaw, like a personal flaw or something.
A personal flaw or like an individual power or something. Like Starlight, she generates light. The Homelander, he's Superman.
Yeah.
A-Train, he's a speedster, but they all seem to have some level of enhanced strength and a resistance to injury.
And then Translucent is like he's invisible, right? Or like he can cloak. He's doing like inappropriate things.
Yeah, they made mention of that in the very first episode where they lampshaded that, talking about translucent does not mean invisible, you idiot. And they're right. It doesn't mean invisible. It doesn't mean invisible at all. Yeah, but the song, what's it called? Barracuda by Heart. Yeah, it's like, it's using the scene where Starlight's being training, but it's also, the lyrics seem to apply to Starlight because considering how naive she is about the whole superhero business.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it does fit in with her personality because she's trying to get into the 7, so she's like very ambitious, and she's kind of I mean, she's kind of a pistol, right? Like, I mean, she's
ambitious, but without compromising her ideals. It's like she comes from a Christian home and whatnot, but that's going to wane over time as we see in later season.
Yeah. The next song I like by Chris Isaak, man, I like him. Baby Did a Bad Thing. And you know what's crazy about that? Do you know he's in Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, he's
one of the SWAT guys.
One of the SWAT guys or one of the coroners?
I think he's one of the SWAT guys. Yeah. So like when the elevator scene where
they put the ladder.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm like, wow, that's a weird cameo.
Yeah,
You know?
they had a lot of weird cameos in that film. Actually, I mean, despite the serious, dark tone of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's it called? Jonathan Demme, or was it Ted Demme that directed it?
it was Jonathan Demme.
Yeah, he called in some favors. Like what's it called? The scene where Scott Glenn's character Jack Crawford is talking to like a U.S. attorney who's chewing him out for making some phony offer to Hannibal Lecter in the senator's name. Oh,
Yeah.
that was Roger Corman. That was Roger Corman that Scott Glenn was talking to.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, he definitely did pull out all the stops, right, with the cameos.
got him Best Director and Best Picture at the Oscars, so he was set.
Yeah, and he always liked doing like kind of projects, like music projects. I think he did a concert series like Neil Young, and yeah, so he like it kind of makes sense that he had Chris Isaac in the movie, and I think
Yeah.
he appreciated the music. I think Isaac's actually a really good musician. He reminds me of kind of reminds me of like a modern like Elvis a little bit. Like he's kind of like a more rock, like he's got that kind of Elvis sounding.
Only like and darker and more mysterious. Because I remember him from what's it called, like the TV show Silk Stockings. His songs being played on there. That used to be on USA, and his song "Somebody's Crying" on MTV. Like a dark, mysterious crooner.
Yeah, and then the Wicked Game is probably his most famous one, I think.
Yeah,
Most popular one. And then what didn't he have a song on Eyes? I feel like this song was on Eyes Wide Shut, maybe, or maybe it was used for like the promo or something for it.
possibly. But the way they use this song, "Baby Did a Bad Thing," and The Boys, they use it twice in the scene where Billy Butcher takes Huey, who's also very naive and new to the anti-superhero game.
Yeah.
He takes him on a tour through Sin Palace, which is a club that's frequented by the superpowered people. And it shows that the superpowered people, they're just as bad as we are, just as depraved and sick as any of us are.
Yeah, and they're all like drinking and doing kind of crazy stuff in there, but it does humanize them, I guess, to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, yeah, because like the lyrics, they really apply to Huey because he's suffering heartbreak right now because his girlfriend was just killed right in front of him. The A-Train, the speedster, literally ran right through her and left Huey with only her hands.
Yeah, that's the
fucked up.
grittiness of the show, man. It's just wow.
And A-Train's attitude in the club, he's just sitting there like, I think I got some of that bitch's tooth stuck in my mouth. Man, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, they just definitely seem like they're above the law. You know, they're just have like kind of all of them have a superiority complex. You know,
Mhm.
they don't think they can be touched, which is probably true to an extent.
To an extent, yes. I mean, A-Train, yeah, he can't be touched. He's a speedster. And check this out, the guy that plays A-Train, he's from Silver Spring, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. But when you look at the lyrics here, I mean, I think they fit really well with the show or with the scene rather. You ever love someone so much you thought your heart was going to break in two? I didn't think so. You ever tried with all your heart, soul to get your lover
back
to you? I want hope. I want to hope so. Yeah. And the sound of the song just sounds like very like kind of gritty and dark and
depressing,
scandalous.
Yeah. Speaking of scandalous, it's like you see what Vought International they tried to do for Huey. They tried to give him $40,000 just to shut him up about the death. Like 40 grand. 40 grand. That's it.
Yeah, I know that it seems like that could be like a wrongful death lawsuit and all this stuff, but they try to pay him off with like chump change.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm like Vought International. It's like they probably because he knows he couldn't have won in a wrongful death lawsuit against them.
Yeah, or he just doesn't seem like the type of guy like that Huey, the character, and like they just don't seem like very aggressive, you know, or like wanting to push back.
Even his father calls him out for that. Like you're too pussy, not enough cock and balls.
So we go to the next track by Iggy Pop, who I really like.
The
Passenger.
This was the scene where this song was used in the end of episode 1, the end of the pilot episode. This scene is what made me finish the whole series in just one night. Yeah, because this song right here, the lyrics, it's so dark humored how this scene was used, Andrew. Like, what's it called? You know how it was used, like the Homelander,
right? Where Highlander comes and like shoots it down, right?
He shoots it down. He shoots it down. Yeah, but here's the thing: there's so much dark humor going on in the scene. I mean, the song is called "The Passenger." The
Yeah,
passenger.
yeah, and then he's in a private jet. The
Yeah,
what's it is it
with
like the mayor?
the mayor of Baltimore and his son.
I
Yeah, and the scene starts off. The scene starts off with a close up of an autograph photo of the Homelander that the Homelander gave to the boy. You know what the photograph read?
No, what did it say?
Reach for the sky, kiddo.
Oh boy,
I'm
jeez.
like, good God, this dark humor is so fucked up.
Yeah, and then I mean, not to jump too far forward in the series, but when they were rescuing the airplane that was hijacked, that part was so messed up too.
That was like a horror movie. That was a horror movie, dude.
Yeah, but
Like,
but this song, I mean, talk about dark and the iron, kind of the dark humor.
mhm.
You know, you look at the lyrics. Oh, the passenger, he rides and he rides. He looks through his window. What does he see? And I mean, it matches up. It's almost like shot for shot there, because he
Yeah,
does look right out the window and he sees
sees the Homelander. The Homelander
Homelander.
waved to him. He's like,
Yeah,
"What's he doing out here? Aren't you guys friends?" And then we see the Homelander's eyes start getting red. It's like,
yeah,
get out of the way. Too late.
yeah. Too late, right?
Hmm.
And then they like burn up in flames.
Yeah, they burn up in flames on their way down. I was like,
Yeah.
hopefully Homelander killed the father and the son with that laser blast, because on the way down, that would be more horrible.
Now, did he do that just to, like, why did he do that? I'm forgetting the reason. Was he trying to get back at like, was it
He did
because
it for
the
he did
like,
it.
contract or something, or
No, what's it called? No one told him to go do that, right? No one told him implicitly or explicitly to do that, right? But
yeah,
the mayor of Baltimore, he didn't want one of those VOT international sites put in Baltimore at all.
yeah,
And he knew about Formula V, which is what gives the superpower, the soups their superpowers, right?
yeah.
So Homelander was just being pragmatic. It's like, do you own a cat, Andrew?
No,
All right, or have you ever owned any kind of pet before?
no.
All right, well, a cat, I've seen this frequently with a cat. A cat is known to they're known to kill rats or birds or whatever, and then bring their kill to their owner, right?
Yeah,
That's what the Homelander is, a cat doing unsolicited acts of devotion to his owner, Madeline Stillwell. Because in the next episode, she tells him that the jet went down, and he acted like he didn't know what happened at first, but she knew he had something to do with it and raked him over the coals for it. He's like, but I did it for you, though. I'm like, motherfucker, I didn't ask you to.
yeah. That's a weird relationship between Homelander and Elizabeth Shue's character.
It's very Oedipal, especially on his part.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's weird, it's creepy, but you know,
I've had
the show more interesting.
I've had theories about that. I thought the Homelander was actually her son, given what we saw in later episodes. Like, he grew up in a lab, and maybe she gave him up in order so he can be studied, but then she feels guilty about it now that he's an adult. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, definitely a weird relationship. But the next song by the Runaways, "Cherry Bomb."
Yeah, we've used this in Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1. It was on that soundtrack.
Yeah,
Yeah, and and to reiterate, they're a female hard rock band from the 1970s. And the song is very aggressive, and it matches the second episode's title, Cherry.
yeah. That's nice and crafty there. And
Reference.
yeah,
Mhm.
nice. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how many times was this used in something else too that I'm trying to remember. Cherry
Just
Bomb.
just Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
First one. That's the only one I can think of that was used in.
we do see a couple more songs. That we've covered in other series. It's crazy
True.
how a lot of these songs get rotated.
Recycled.
I feel like Rolling Stones is definitely one of them. Can't you hear me knocking?
Mm-hmm.
That one has gotten used in so many shows I've been watching, like Jack Ryan. It got used in Ozark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, this is definitely an aggressive song. Do you feel like it matches the episode, like the tone of the episode too? I mean,
Oh yeah, it matches the tone of the series itself. It's aggressive as hell.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, they seem
Very-
like they really knew their music in this series, and they definitely liked Billy Joel.
Yeah, yeah. They incorporated and they managed to incorporate that into Huey's character too.
Yeah, they definitely play a bunch of songs by Billy Joel.
Yeah,
Uh,
they do.
all right, Bill Withers, "Ain't No Sunshine." That's the next track. This is a classic. I mean,
R.I.P. to DMX, who sampled this song for a song of the same name on the Exit Wounds soundtrack in 2001.
yeah, I mean, DMX was such an icon, man, and like had so many good tracks. I mean, we covered one in Any Given
Given
Sunday,
Sunday. Mm-hmm.
and then I mean, he did a lot of. I feel like he did a lot of tracks on with like films that he did with Jet Li and
Your Cradle to the Grave,
yeah.
Exit Wounds.
I mean, yeah, a great action kind of acting career. He did a lot of stuff, man. Like,
I mean, he had an unparalleled career. I mean, the dude had 5 #1 albums. Each one of them went multi-platinum. Movies. What else? TV show appearances. He, and plus his infamous personality too, and the way he spoke, the way he could go off. It's like X was a character.
I think he didn't he do a movie with Steven Seagal?
Yeah, that was Exit Wounds.
Exit Wounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal, famous for breaking elbows. Everybody makes fun of the way that guy runs too. Oh man. So back to Bill Withers, "Ain't No Sunshine." We've covered another song by him, "Use Me," which was in The Wire, and that was also in Any Given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's a great artist, man. He's just
most deaf.
I mean, he's what more R&B? He's R&B, right?
More R&B, soul kind of like, and with a tinge of jazz.
Yeah. And I guess this song plays in episode 5 when Frenchie he finds Komiko, yeah, lifeless. But like I guess he figures out that she has this like power, like healing power, right? Like
right, yes.
And that character is so scary, man. That Komiko, like she just when they first encountered her and she just tore up those guys in the basement.
Yeah, she's freaky. She's a beast. She's a beast. Kimiko is, and luckily she got that healing factor too, because otherwise she'd be dead.
Yeah, and like the thing that's crazy is her character kind of changes. I feel like throughout the series, she becomes like a little bit more laid back. I feel like, especially with Frenchie, I guess they get to know each other, know the boys, and
oh yeah, and Frenchie, and this is how Frenchie gets attracted to her. When he meets her here, and the lyrics, "Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away." I mean, she goes away, runs away at first.
Yeah.
And he feels a certain type of way about it. But as we see later in episodes, she comes back.
Yeah. Don't they find her like in that store, and like she reunites with her brother.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
And they were part of like wasn't like a terrorist group or
some kind of freedom fighter group or something.
Group. Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Cool backstory though. But yeah, this song is epic. Definitely one that shines out in this soundtrack. And then, we go to Billy Joel, of course, Big Shot. And this is used. When was this used? I'm trying to.
In the ending credits of episode 6, which is entitled "The Innocents," which is also a Billy Joel reference to his 1983 album, "An Innocent Man."
Yeah. This song I don't know as well.
Yeah, I'm a Billy Joel fan. That's how I know.
All I know, I like, "We Didn't Start the Fire." That's an epic song, epic music video too. But yeah, he's got a bunch of hits. Definitely a great artist. I don't know how he remembers the lyrics to that song. "We Didn't Start the Fire." I mean, it's just like
I used to know them all, but it's like. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
Besides,
you definitely need like a prompter when you sing those or in karaoke. If you, it's still hard singing that in karaoke, even when you have a prompter, man. It's crazy.
It is.
But yeah, this is this played at the ending credits, and I guess we kind of figure out that he's a big Billy Joel fan. And we definitely hear more of these songs. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this song, it's like Billy Joel wrote it to take a shot at rich people, really, especially the newly rich people in the city. And in the show's context, the rich people are the Soups.
Yeah. they're always like looking for the like endorsement deals and the appearances, and
Hmm.
it's crazy, man. Like social media, like with that poor kid who had cancer. Remember,
Oh
what was
yeah.
it? He was
And
he was
he wanted translucent. He want to see A Train.
yeah, so he was like live streaming it, and then like when he showed up, all the like viewers went away and all that. It was funny, kind of dark humor there, but yeah. So then we go to Air Supply, right? All Out of Love.
Yeah.
Um, they're pretty popular, right? Like, I mean, they've been in a bunch of like comedy movies, and I feel like they were
They
in
have,
Old School or something. Like,
or at least one of their songs were, because they were a very big 80s band. And
yeah,
this song was a hit too.
yeah. And this is when Billy Butcher's thinking about his wife, Becca.
His presumably dead wife.
Yeah, which is kind of a crazy story.
Yeah,
And that's where the show starts to really get good. The plot.
it's like, are you, when you see it like at the end of season 1, you're like, what the
Yeah, you're like, I didn't, you thought Billy
But-
Butcher was just crazy, right?
Yeah,
He was chasing this kind of dream that you knew wasn't true, but
Nah, Billy, he
turns out
hates,
to be true.
Billy's misanthropic and he hates the soups. You see how he was in that anti-superhero support group?
Yeah,
Like when one of the dudes is talking about, I had sex with a girl who has the power to freeze and she froze my dick off.
he had like no sympathy. He was,
None.
what was his background? Was he in like the special forces or something? Or
He must have been military at some stage, because the way he carries himself and the way he's proficient with guns,
yeah,
he must be ex-military. It's like Chris Partlow from The Wire.
yeah,
They don't say flat out that he's ex-military, but behind the scenes they'll confirm it.
yeah. And you look at the lyrics too. I'm lying alone with my head on the phone, thinking of you until it hurts. I mean, it matches up perfectly with what he's feeling in that scene.
I know you hurt too, but what else can we do? And he doesn't know that she's alive, and yeah, she's hurting because of what the Homelander did to her.
Yeah, which was messed up. The plot definitely takes a twist, but I wasn't expecting that. But
Me neither.
yeah. Then we go to our next track, The Shadows, Sleepwalk. I'm not really super familiar with this band.
Me neither. It's an instrumental that was written. It's a cover of an instrumental that was done by Santo and Johnny back in 1959, and the real version was used in the opening credits and the ending scene of the 1987 biopic La Bamba.
Okay, and that was
Lou Diamond Phillips, when he played Richie Valens, the singer.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow.
And it's often used. The instrumental is often used as like a selection to honor the dead.
Yeah, and he was in what's it? Lou Diamond Phillips. He was in what? Courage Under Fire. Have you seen that one with?
With Meg Ryan and Matt Damon and Denzel.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie, and he made Sorry, go ahead.
He was in Stand and Deliver, the Jaime Escalante biopic with Edward James Olmos. What else? The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg. The two Young Guns movies where he played Jose Chavez.
Yeah, and he also makes a cameo in Goliath, which like season 2 with that show with Billy Bob Thornton. And if you haven't seen that one, check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. It's really good.
I'll check that.
Yeah. But this is kind of a trippy song.
It is.
I don't know. I mean, I think it fits well, but I wasn't expecting something like, especially
after what we previously saw in the previous scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Where they were in Madeline Stillwell's home, the Butcher and Homelander, and the baby keeps crying. And the Homelander, you don't know what the fuck's going to happen because he's got a bomb strapped to Madeline Stillwell.
Yeah. Well, then what happens to her just kind of, you weren't expecting that either. Like, weren't expecting Homelander to
kill her out. And not like that. He burned her eyes out. And then, what's it called? Billy Butcher said, fuck it. Just pulled the trigger. The scene goes white and he wakes up on a lawn. It's like, is he dreaming?
Yeah, you don't know what happens. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but the Homelander got him out of there in time. And Madeline Stillwell's baby too.
Yeah.
And they bring him to a location to find that Butcher's wife, Rebecca, she's alive and has a son. The Homelander's son.
Yeah.
The Homelander's son via rape.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is. It is.
the next track by Rolling Stones, man, this "Sympathy for the Devil" has
Hmm.
been used. I feel like it's another one. It's been used in a lot of
I remember it.
a lot of films, a lot of TV shows.
I remember it from the movie Flight, where
Yeah,
the scene where Denzel and where in any scene where John Goodman, when he comes in the room and brings Denzel some drugs, yeah, it's always him.
yeah. He's like leaving the hospital. He's like, "Oh, I got you, man. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you."
I'm
Yeah,
gonna take care of you, bro. There's a smile. Got you some stroke mags, some vodka. You
he gives him the beer like in the car. He gives him like a road soda.
a
He's
road
like, "Here
beer,
you
yeah.
go, man."
No, no, thanks. Like, fuck it, I'll drink it. And he has a bottle opener right on the dashboard too.
Man, John Goodman's character is so epic in that movie.
He is hilarious. It's
Like, and it's so random because he's just like this random guy who he's good friend, but he has all the vices, right? He's got
yeah,
all the
got all the liquor,
Yeah.
porno mags, drugs, all that.
He's a total enabler.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, and then we got Talking Heads. Psycho.
Hold on. We didn't even talk about what's it called? The scene where this was used in Sympathy for the Devil.
Oh yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself here.
What's it called? Black Noir, the season 2 opener when he storms a stronghold. He's the Black Noir. He's the one that doesn't say anything at all and dresses in all black. And in the book, he's actually a clone of the Homelander.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably why the Homelander doesn't get on him in the show.
Yeah, it's like weird. He like you said, he doesn't say anything. But I don't know. Maybe we find out more about that in later episodes or season 3 or season 3.
True that. Yeah, and the lyrics are written from the point of view of Satan himself. It's like social commentary, but within the context of the show, it's like I think it just highlights what Vought International's real plans are and how the Soups, they just really want the public's love, sympathy, how they think they're entitled to it.
Yeah, in the song, I feel like there's kind of like a sharp contrast, right? Like the scene, he's like Black Noir is like tearing up all these bad guys, but the song kind of sounds like doesn't have like a hardcore vibe to it. It's kind of
upbeat.
Yeah, it's upbeat. It's like it's like that song Mr. Sandman and when we were
Deadpool.
In Deadpool, yeah, with that soundtrack.
Or any Marty Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino scenes, like what's it called? The ear cutting scene in Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, Stuck in the Middle with You.
Yeah, or the scene from Goodfellas where what's his face? Billy Bats catches that beat down from Conway and what's his face? Tommy.
Yeah.
But they Donovan's Atlantis playing in the background.
Oh, like when that guy had his head in the vice in Casino. Like
Charlie M.
He's like, you make me put your head in a vice for that piece of shit.
Some guy named Charlie M.
Joe Pesci, man, so epic.
He's funny,
so epic, and he was so good in The Irishman.
He was
epic film.
He was.
Yeah, but this song's epic, man. And we go to Billy Joel again, right? Is that
Pressure?
Mm-hmm. So and this one's used in the end credits, and it's right before the scenes between Huey and Starlight.
Yeah, I think
I'm trying to remember this one. Like
I think Huey. Because Huey only met Starlight in her civilian identity when she's Annie, right? He didn't know that she's part of the Seven, who he now hates because A-Train killed his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right. So when they learn of each other's identities, really, it's like that's mounting pressure on all sides to achieve their goals and to prevent either side from achieving theirs, you know? So
yeah. Was this when they started kind of dating?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you're right. Starlight kind of feels the pressure too from the Seven, right? She's kind of feeling it, on both sides, right? Like it's from Huey and from her
fellow superheroes, yeah, because she's learning that this superhero shit, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I mean, what's his face? The Deep, he tried to rape her on her first day, pretty much. And Queen Maeve, huh?
That was weird. Was that when
Yeah,
he was like standing? He was standing like
with,
naked.
yeah, with his dick out. Yeah,
Yeah, that was creepy.
and the book, The Homelander, he actually rapes her though.
Oh, weird. Yeah, that's ugh,
Not weird,
terrible.
but I can see that. I can see him doing that. But even on the show, no but.
Ugh.
Yeah, like I said, the show in the book. It's like very, very adult.
It's gritty, man. It's
It's like
very
kick ass.
gritty.
It's like kick ass.
It's definitely may not want to have kids around watching that show.
Right.
It's kind of it's pretty graphic.
Then again, look at Deadpool and how many parents took their kids to go see that. They probably
Yeah,
thought it was gonna.
exactly.
They probably thought it was going to be a regular superhero film. Like, nah, the trailer told me it wasn't. But even then, that did not do the movie justice.
Yeah, it's definitely yeah. There's definitely some humor in there that's not suitable for kids, but
Hell no.
all right, the Talking Heads, Psycho Killer, our next track. Yeah, Talking Heads, that's a band the only reason why I know them is because I like this DJ band from Washington D.C. called Thievery Corporation.
I know them.
And Talking Heads did a collaboration with Thievery Corporation, and I think the lead singer, and he showed up at one of their shows that I went to. But I mean, I guess this is more of like a cult band? I mean,
kind of. It's like punk and new wave put together. So it's like they have like a cult following. And Psycho Killer, I've seen that used in like horror films or TV shows that involve a serial killer where the song is used in a tongue-in-cheek manner.
okay, yeah, and this is that's used in the end when Huey gets hit. Was it hit by Billy?
He gets thumped by Billy, gets beaten by him, but decides to rejoin the gang anyway.
Yeah, Billy's definitely Billy Butcher, man. That he's a show, man.
He's brutal. He is brutal.
Yeah,
More brutal than his name implies.
yeah. And I bet you they probably gave him that name right too to kind of play off or kind of
Bill the Butcher.
Yeah,
From Gangs of New York.
Yeah, that made me know the gangs in New York right there.
I was thinking that too. It's like Billy Butcher, Bill the Butcher, and then also this rapper from Buffalo, New York named Benny the Butcher.
Oh, I've never heard of him. Is he good or?
He's dope. He's dope. It's so to speak. It's like he's really heavy in that 90s drug talk. In fact, his CD that he dropped this year, The Plugs I Met Part 2, was all about the connects and the drug dealers that he's met over the years, pretty much. But the way he tells the stories, the way he raps it, it's dope. And to go in line with the whole Benny the Butcher stage name, which sounds like an Italian killer, his group is called the Black Soprano Family.
Wow. The Sopranos, what an epic show, man. I keep rewatching it. Doesn't ever get old for me.
Nah, it doesn't. Neither does The Wire, even though that show is definitely a period piece by now from the way it looks.
Yeah, exactly. Aerosmith, man. Dream On, next track. Epic song.
Great song. And that's one of them songs where it's like if I hear it on the radio, I don't care what part it's at, I will listen to it all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, I normally see it on TV or something for like Nike commercials or sports commercials or something like that. I mean, just fits perfectly. I feel like this was a song they did early in their career, right? Because I feel like
yeah, it was from their 1973 self-titled album, and it's noted for being one of the few songs where Steven Tyler actually sings in his real voice, not the voice we well know him for.
Yeah, because I felt like he sounded different. I'm like, he sounds more like high pitched, and like his voice doesn't sound as raspy as like,
raspy or screaming, like a screaming kind of singing that he used to do. Yeah. And I mean, Steven Tyler mentioned in a Rolling Stones article that he wrote the song during a period of hopelessness, right? And that was revisited back in 2002 in a Rolling Stones article when Eminem sampled this song for his song "Sing for the Moment."
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and despite the hopelessness of the lyrics, I'm like, this is one of Aerosmith's most well-known songs, most well-utilized songs. So you're gonna get paid forever off this.
Yeah, get royalties and. They're set for life.
You're set.
And this is played when Homelander sees Stormfront, right? Like This is
Uh-huh.
what the end of is this the end of episode what 5?
It's in season 2, yeah, and
Season 2?
it's
Yeah.
very fitting because Homelander finds Stormfront, that Nazi chick who joins the group. At first, Homelander is put off by her because she's very loud and knows how to knows how to work the media better than him.
She's
But
got that weird like kind of haircut, right? Where it's like buzzed kind of on the side and
a little bit, yeah. She's
yeah.
dark haired,
Yeah.
yeah. And Homelander, he sees her as his dream girl.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because I would, it definitely seemed like he was not liking her much at first. Like
And
they were
he-
complete opposites.
And when we find out about Stormfront's past, she's over 100 years old, a German Nazi part of the Third Reich. Yeah, and
Oh,
she keeps
wow.
and she keeps trying to impress her Nazi beliefs, very subtle like, because she tries it with A-Train, right? She's like, I think that some people are just undesirables.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and then she tries it with Homelander's son too, and Homelander's all uncomfortable, like he wants to say, lady, while I do think I'm better than everybody, I'm not a fucking Nazi.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different kind of themes in the show, and it makes it kind of both relevant but still interesting, and
Yeah.
shocking.
Speaking of shocking, like you said, songs with an upbeat, happy sound to them being juxtaposed with a dark, fucked up scene.
Yeah.
Our next track, Happy Together by the Turtles. So happy together. That one.
Yeah, the Turtles. Like, this is a band I haven't really heard of before either.
I know the song. I know the song, but I never knew the group.
Yeah, and this scene's being played when what's it, Homelander and Stormfront, they're like trying to stop a bank robber.
Yeah, they stop a bank robber in the alley, right? And what's it called? Homelander has his head on the guy's face, but he's concentrating on Stormfront the whole time. It's like, anybody around? No. Let's do it. And they start having sex right then and there, and Homelander smashes the guy's head nonchalantly.
Yeah, the show is so graphic, man. There was that one scene where they were trying to find the that drug that the superhero taking. What was it?
Compound V.
Compound V, yeah. And they find A-Train's girlfriend, and like she ends up like splitting some dude's head in half, and it's like there's just scenes like that where you're like, what the hell is going on? Like,
yeah, Pop Claw. When she rode that dude so hard she broke his head. It's like, good God,
yeah,
like this. So this is what happens when superheroes have sex.
It's weird. It's shocking and weird, but it makes the show. I guess it keeps
interesting.
It keeps you attentive, right?
Yeah.
So this song, with the lyrics, you look at it, I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies be blue. Like,
I'm like, she's not for you, Homelander. She isn't for you.
Yeah.
I mean, and the scene where they first have sex, she's like, laser my fucking tits.
Jeez.
Like, but that's not. Did you see the episode where where the boys are trying to get into that mental institute where all the soups are being held at?
I'm blanking on that scene.
All right, check this out. They had a lot of references like other superhero films in there. They had the Lamplighter, a pyrokinetic guy who create fire. He's played by Shawn Ashmore, who played Iceman in all the X-Men films. And there's a guy called Love Sausage who they tried to help escape. You know what his power is?
I don't want to know.
Well, our viewers might. He has a prehensile penis.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm like, and so Mother's Milk, when he thinks he's being choked, he's like, wait a minute, this is not an arm. And I'm like,
definitely,
no, it's not.
Definitely, yeah, like I said, not a show for
not a show for kids. No,
not a show for kids, but oh man. So Cynthia Free is our next track. Thank you for being a friend.
The most well-known version of that song, yeah, is by her, yeah, being the open theme for the Golden Girls.
I did not know that. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Andrew Gold, pop artist, he originally wrote this song and included it on his third album, 1978's All This in Heaven Too. But the song got more popular because of Cynthia Fee covering it and having it used on the Golden Girls. So and that's another example of somebody who will always be paid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that show, that's a syndicated show, right? That's
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
and
And
Betty White's super famous for that.
mm-hmm.
And I think she's still alive, right? Is she?
Betty White's still alive. She's in her 90s, I think.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, she was in I always remember my wife loves that movie The Proposal. So she's
Yeah.
in that. I'm like, wow, she's still like, still showing up in films and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
And one of the Golden Girls, Estelle Getty, I forget which one she is, but she was in one of my movies I love from my childhood, Mannequin,
Okay. Yeah,
with
I don't think I've seen that one.
with Andrew McCarthy and Kim Cattrall, where she's a mannequin that comes to life occasionally, and McCarthy's a store clerk.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that on like HBO, parts of
Mhm.
it. Kim Cattrall, yeah, and then she was in Sex and the City, right? Like,
Yep.
okay. And then Andrew McCarthy, all I know him from is really the Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh yeah, that Saint Elmo's Fire, Less Than Zero. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And this song right here, Thank You for Being a Friend, it's used when Stormfront reveals her Nazi past to the Homelander.
Yeah.
And as soon as it airs, I'm like, I kind of roll my eyes like, seriously, y'all use this song? Really?
Yeah, again, it goes back to like you were saying, it's like the Mr. Sandman from Deadpool, and then Stuck in the Middle with You and Reservoir Dogs. I mean, they use all these songs where it's like you think that they would be in like pleasant, like happy scenes, and they're on all these like dark, messed up
They are, yeah.
scenes. So then we have Billy Joel, Only the Good Die Young.
Great song.
Yeah. That's a classic.
It's using, it's classic. What it was on his classic album, The Stranger, the one where he finally commercially blew up back in '78. Yeah, I mean this.
Sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I was trying to remember what scene this was in.
It was in the ending scene of the end of season 2, where that politician lady, Victoria Newman, right? The one that who's against the Supes, and the one that Homelander tried to make look like AOC, right? Yeah, Huey decides to join her campaign and then wants to go undercover working in her campaign, seemingly unaware that she's also a superpowered person herself.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited about season 3, man? You think it's gonna be good? Or
I'm excited about season 3 because I don't know if you've noticed this, like what's it called? How the Supes, part of their marketing, part of their PR spiel is like every time they save somebody, they're like, no. You guys are the real heroes. You see them do that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, considering the pandemic that's been happening for over a year now, and they say like the first responders, essential workers are like, these guys are the real heroes. You think they'll incorporate that into the Boys season 3 somehow?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they will, but it's like, who knows how much like I mean, the filming must be like having to work through all of that must be a disaster, just trying to maintain like,
somebody
distancing and filming the scenes
and somebody in the comic book store today, it was New Comics today, New Comics Wednesday. Somebody told me that the filming of season 3 got delayed.
Really?
Yeah, because
I'm not surprised.
Neither am I. I mean,
did you hear about Tom Cruise? He like freaked out on his movie set, like lost it on somebody because they weren't like social distancing or wearing masks or something. I mean, they actually like recorded him. They pulled a Christian Bale. Remember when Christian Bale like lost his mind?
Yeah, and people think that Bale was justified in that too. It's like if someone's not getting it right, then yeah, I'd be a little bit pissed off too.
Well, I mean, if you're pouring your heart and soul out, that's got to be. And he's a method actor, so I mean, it's got to be like draining.
And he's in character too, so
yeah. And he's just really passionate. He's passionate about what he does, and I think Tom Cruise is too. But
so is he. Yeah, it's like from what I've heard about him, it's like Tom Cruise. He's very professional. He remembers everybody's name on the set. And if you're there to make a movie, Tom Cruise is your best friend.
Yeah, I mean, he brings his A game.
He does. Yeah. He does his own stunts too, and he's damn near 60.
Yeah. I mean, he brings his A game. I can't, knock him. Can't knock him on his acting abilities.
No, he can act. He can act, and Hollywood just hates him. He's been nominated for Oscars 3 times. It's never won.
Yeah, I loved him in Collateral. I mean, he's so many movies that guy's been in, and
Collateral was dope.
Yeah, he was just like, I've never seen him act like that before. That was a different character, whole new level of like dark, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but this song is a classic. The Only the Good Die Young.
Yeah, it's like,
do you think this is really what made him blow up though, or like this was like the song?
I don't think it made him blow up. I mean, the album, The Stranger, that was a big hit all around, right?
Yeah, I always think it's like Uptown Girl was like the big, you know, one of the big hits, or
one of them. The biggest one for me had to be Moving Out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been used frequently. Like, if that's moving up, then I'm moving out. That one.
Okay.
Because we've heard that on Wolf of Wall Street, several areas.
Yeah. This next band, Peaches, I've never heard of them either. Like,
let's see. Oh, this song.
Boys Want to Be Her.
Oh yeah, it's like it's a very crunching guitar instrumental because it's used at the end of season 2. One of the episodes there where well, not episodes, but one of the scenes there where, and this is a direct parody of the girl power all girls scene from Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a parody of.
So this is where they're knocking on the superhero franchises again.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, because all throughout season 2, they have the whole theme about girls get it done, girl power. Right? They're really just harping on the whole that because the scene in Endgame where all the girls come together, it's like, I get what you're doing, it's cute, but really it's not natural.
Gotcha. And then do you think that? Did you see the latest Wonder Woman movie?
Yeah, it sucked.
I didn't hear it was very good at all. Like,
it sucked. I mean, they blew their load on the opening 5 or 6 minutes of it when they were on Paradise Island in that contest. That was like the best. The cinematography, the special effects, the music were on point. Everything else after that, including the plot and acting, just went downhill.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. But do you think that the Godzilla movie was better than that? Or
yeah, okay. The Godzilla vs. Kong was better than Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, Mortal Kombat was better than Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah, I hear like a lot of good things about Mortal Kombat. Like,
yeah, I admit I knocked the movie at first without having seen it until yesterday because I didn't want to see it because when I learned that Johnny Cage was not in it, it's like, what the fuck? How do you not include Cage? He's one of the originals.
Was Jackson there? Like,
yeah, mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah, they included all the characters from the original Mortal Kombat game and some from the second one as well, and some from the subsequent video games, but. This was better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which anything is better than, and better than the first Mortal Kombat film from '95.
Yeah, I love that game. I mean,
me too. Let me ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What for Mortal Kombat? You had Mortal Kombat 1 at all?
I think I had the second one too, like the second game that came out. I forget the name of the game though.
It was Mortal Kombat 2.
No, Mortal Kombat 2, easy enough. Yeah.
What console did you have them for?
I think I had it for Game Gear, Sega Game Gear.
Okay, because what's it called? The character the Scorpion, right? I had Mortal Kombat 1 just for SNES. I think I might be the only person who had it on SNES when I should have got it for Sega, right?
Yeah.
And the Scorpion in my copy of SNES, when he pulls somebody over, he says, "Come here." In every other version, he's like, "Get over here."
Yeah.
So back in
it didn't match up.
Like, it didn't match up. Nah. So in elementary school, in 5th grade, when I'm having like debates, when we're talking about Mortal Kombat with my friends and whatnot, and we're having these debates about what the Scorpion says, like, no, he doesn't. He says, "Come here." No, he says, "Get over here." So it's like I had to bring some people over my house to prove that that's what he says, and then we learned that it's different for across consoles.
Didn't Paul Anderson direct the first Mortal Kombat movie? I'm trying to remember
Paul Thomas Anderson?
Paul Thomas Anderson, yeah. Like
Magnolia?
He did Event Horizon and
Magnolia and with the Master and what's it called? Boogie Nights, that guy?
No, he's another Paul Anderson. I think so he did Event Horizon, he did I think he did the Aliens vs Predator movie, which was terrible.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, well, I'm glad it was good. I'm glad the movie was good.
And the Peaches, this scene right here, "Boys Want to Be Her," that's a good title because the girls, Starlight, Queen Maeve, and Kamiko, They give a beat down to Stormfront. They beat the shit out of her. Talk about eat my shit, you Nazi bitch, stomping on her, kicking her, spitting on her, and all the guys, Frenchie, Mother's Milk, Huey, they're like, and Frenchie's like, girls really do get it done.
Frenchie is such a funny character, man.
He's-
And he's like kind of the comic relief almost,
he is, yeah. Because when Huey came back to rescue them, even though he's trapped with them, he's like, so you came back to sit here with us, to get captured with us. You thought you came here to rescue us. Good job, Huey. Good job.
One of the scenes that I was cracking up on, and I had to mention this to you, is that scene where they're in the speedboat and the whale. Why did I think that was so funny? I was just cracking up the whole time.
I'm like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but this shit is funny as hell. It's like that. It's like that Borat scene where what's it called in the first Borat film where he's like naked wrestling in '69 with that big fat Arab dude in the hotel. It's like I'm like I'm disgusted, but I'm laughing, and I don't think I should be doing either.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, and then Huey gets stuck in the boat, he's just in there, and Billy Butcher comes in. He's like, you can come out of here now. Like, what are you doing here? It was funny, man. I was just like, you weren't expecting that. Like that other guy. Who is the superhero? Like who has like the he's like a fish. I forget his name.
The Deep.
He was the guy with the whale who tried to get the whale to stop the boat.
Yeah, the Deep. He's supposed to be like a parody of Aquaman or the Submariner.
Yeah.
He's got gills. Yeah. He's got gills in his stomach and whatnot.
Yeah, and he tries to stop. Like you think that he's gonna like stop them, and the boat just goes right through the way.
Nah, the Deep. A lot of bad shit happens to him. He has bad luck.
Yeah. But
like when he tried to rescue that dolphin.
Yeah, he's like just a total like screw up. He is. But all right, man. We go to what? Beach Boys? That's our last one?
That's our knows. Yeah, after everything that's gone down in the final episode of season 2, with with Homeland, with Rebecca Butcher being dead, Homelander's son going over with the boys now, and Vought has to give like a whole new PR shtick about what's been going on with Stormfront after she got revealed as a Nazi and got burnt the hell up. She's still alive, but she's incapacitated now.
Wow. Yeah. Definitely an interesting character.
Yeah. So Vought has to do a lot of damage control based on that disaster.
Yeah. You know who really doesn't like her is what's it? Starlight. Starlight, yeah. She definitely doesn't like her at all.
No, after Stormfront went to talk to her mother and tried to tell her mother a bunch of shit, it's like, I wouldn't like that bitch neither.
No.
And A-Train, he decided to help after A-Train had kind of a change of heart, so to speak. Like last season, he was passing out from heart failure after taking too much of Compound V.
Yeah.
And then he decides to help the boys, right? And they're like, why are you helping us for? Why are you giving us information for about Stormfront? Because if she's out, I'm in. Fuck that Nazi bitch. And he got back in by keeping his mouth shut when the Deep just told the truth of that church they were with. That superhero church they were with. And you notice how they keep passing around like Fresca canned sodas and whatnot during season 2?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they kept doing it. Would you like a Fresca? I'm like, I'm not going to look at that shit the same because of this show.
Oh my gosh.
And I like Fresca occasionally.
And that's like a Sprite, right? Fresca?
It's like it's made by Coca-Cola. It has no calories. It's basically citrus or orange, a very citrusy or orange soda.
Yeah. Fresca. Yeah, I haven't had that. The only time I've had that, I think it's got to be like 10 plus years ago.
Same here. I don't even know if they still make it.
Yeah, me neither.
It's like Tab Cola. Do they still make that?
I don't think they do.
No.
But the Beach Boys, do you think this is another one kind of like Mr. Sandman from Deadpool?
This is kind of like that because the Homelander, after a stressful day, he's on top of a building. He's on top of a building whacking off.
Oh,
yeah. Boy. I can do whatever I want. And he's having a very hard time, so to speak. He keeps saying, I can do whatever I want. I'm like, if you ever do have a release, I feel for whoever's head that lands on.
Oh, jeez, man.
Yeah. because either it'll burn right through them or just knock them out like an anvil.
This show, man, it is it's definitely graphic. It's shocking, but it's good.
That's what keeps me interested. I mean, season 3, I can't wait to see how they up the ante there.
Yeah, hopefully they keep the pace, man, and keep it going.
I mean, yeah, they've had plenty of cameos too, like you said earlier, like Haley Joel Osment.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, he was in it. I was
the mind seer or something. I forget his name.
Yeah, he could read minds. Do you think that that was kind of a joke or
a joke about his
Sixth Sense?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Because I thought he had posted something on social media, or like he was like, Billy Butcher doesn't do me right or something, you know, and like he smashes his like head in or something.
Right. Yeah.
In the bathroom or
in the bathroom after he snitched on the boys of the Homelander, gave the Homelander his phone.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough scene, but
yeah.
But hey, man, this was awesome.
This is fun.
Good catching back up again. Good.
No doubt, man. What are we gonna do next?
I'm thinking maybe we should do a crime film. Maybe we do Black Mass. Maybe we do Heat. Heat would be a really good one.
That would be a really good one. Yes, I mean, I've seen Black Mass enough, but Heat. There's so much going on in Heat. It's damn near 3 hours in an ensemble cast.
Yeah. I mean, and the music's epic. So many good, Moby, and I won't even go into it, but there's a lot of good music in that.
Lots of good music, totally, man.
Well, hey, man, thanks for doing this, and hopefully we'll get together again soon.
All right, just keep me posted. I'm always down for this.
All right, take care,
bro. You too, man. Peace.